Good blessed Sunday evening, January the 11th, 2026. The time being 3:43 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world. 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 With the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't even matter whether you like me or anything that I say, do, nor produce. Remember, that's your prerogative. And also remember, you have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution. A freedom of press, a freedom of speech, a freedom to protest, a freedom to associate, and a freedom to gather. Long as you do it all in a peaceful and non-violent manner. Now, if you're a felon, you probably want to check with your local law enforcement officials, with the exception of Donald Trump and some of the people that he worked with, and then some of these informants here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County that's facing RICO acts, and everybody else get life in prison and they get out in 3 years. But you want to check with your local law enforcement officials to see whether or not you violated any of the above mentioned. If you're on probation or parole, the same thing. You want to check with your probation or your parole officer to be sure that you are not violating any of the above mentioned. What I want to speak about this evening is about a 37-year-old female by the name of Renee Nicole Good, who was just shot and killed by what I call white supremacists, Ku Klux Klan or Nazis, by their orders of their grand wizard, Donald Trump. Some people say he's the president of the United States of America. He seemed more like a gangster taking oil from the Venezuelans. They tied, China tied, Russia tied. But anyway, he's sending these individuals that they are calling ICE agents, federal agents, supposedly to take undocumented immigrants and take them off the streets. What law enforcement officials, besides the Ku Klux Klan, they have sheets on their shoulders and hoods on their head, at least they used to. Now they got badges and uniforms of law enforcement officials with masks over their face, covering their face up, so you don't know who they are. When a police officer or agent or federal, state, local, or city official, a law enforcement official arrests somebody, you should be able to see their badge, you should be able to see their name, and you should be able to see their face if you want to testify against them. But if you look, I'm going to show you about 3 different videos. One of them going to show all angles, another one going to show a couple of the angles, but watch real carefully. Now, the First Amendment gives you the right to protest. This lady was protesting. She was in the middle of the streets, but she wasn't blocking the ICE, because if the SUV that came around her the first time that she waved, if they can get past, the ICE agents to get past. You see, they got a history of running up on people. Donald Trump got a young, I believe, 20-year-old National Guard reservist killed in the streets, a female, sending them in these cities with unlawful orders. If the president or your chief of police, the governor, anybody send you on an unlawful order, you don't have to do it. But this lady was parked in the streets. Then you see two ICE agents come up out of this truck. One of them pulling on her door, putting his hand inside her door. And then if you will see another one with this one ICE agent that shot her, look at it real careful. When he was coming around on the right side of that vehicle where Renee's wife was, he had his cell phone. You know, they supposed to have body cams to video. He had his cell phone in his right hand. Remember this here. Look at it real good. He had his cell phone in his right hand. So I believe he right-handed because he had his gun on his right side. But he went around to the front, putting himself in danger. This lady wasn't a danger and a threat. She wasn't an illegal immigrant. She hadn't violated any ICE rules. ICE is not law enforcement officials to be arresting citizens. Now, when he went in the front of it, when he shot her, you'll see he took his gun out with his right hand, shot once in the front of the windshield, then got on the side and shot again, and you'll see him putting his gun in his holster. But he had already switched hands with his phone. When he unshot her, his phone is in his left hand. So this was a movie to him. They talking about what happened to him 6 months ago when a car dragged him. I would have dragged his ass too and probably ran his ass over. Y'all going into people's cars with masks on. We don't know who y'all is. But anyway, Trump and the rest of his Department of Justice people saying that the lady ran them over. The lady put it in reverse. The man shot once. He put himself in harm's way. But they say he got ran over. When he shot that lady, you look at this video in slow motion. The man didn't fall down. If you're running somebody over, I ain't never seen nobody that got ran over and still standing. And then after they done shot somebody, they got their phone in their left hand and changed it from the left to the right so he can shoot and kill the lady. That's what his intentions were. That's first-degree murder. That's premeditated murder. But after he shot her, he running after. He put his gun in. Then you'll see a doctor, a neighbor saying that, I'm a physician. Let me see if I can give her the pulse. They armed with their masks, like the Ku Klux Klan with they hoods over their heads, with weapons in their hand. Only thing they ain't had was the burning crosses. But they refused to let the doctor go over there and see if she had a pulse. They said they got their own medics. They didn't come to 15 minutes. Then they had the audacity. I ain't going to even show that one. They had the audacity, after 15 to 20 minutes, they just carried her body over around the corner and want people to see them doing CPR. She dead now. But y'all pay close attention to it. That was murder. Another thing, where's the NAACP? Where y'all at? I know y'all ain't no damn good. You see what I'm saying? From the national president, Derek Johnson, he's a sellout. I don't care if he is black, he's a sellout. I approached him in Carbondale, Illinois, at the university, concerning my son being hung. He said that they don't deal with that. But then you will see him when something got on the news where he can get some money, him and the NAACP, and they was involved. But don't let people, because they black, you think they about helping people of color. You see what I'm saying? This is an issue for God-fearing people. Anybody that believed that agent murdered that lady in self-defense, they just like Satan. He come for three things: to steal, kill, and destroy. Y'all just check it out. Those of y'all that don't like, because I talk up for anybody that's unjustly done or treated. I don't look at color. I don't care if there is racist white people. I done had racist white people attack me. I done had blacks attack me. You see what I'm saying? But one thing about me, I'm still standing. You know, a dope dealer gonna be a dope dealer. A pimp gonna be a pimp. A hoe gonna be a hoe. A Klan's gonna be a Klans. A sellout Negro gonna be a sellout Negro. But when you are activist, you don't look for money, grant money. When you see an issue that you might be able to help change something, then you stand out. That's what I did. The lady that got killed, she about maybe 2 years older than my oldest granddaughter. Y'all check it out.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do?
Shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday. Here's how it unfolded. CNN reviewed video of 3 angles of the shooting. The woman first can be seen in her car waving her hand out the window as 2 federal officers in a truck pull up. They then begin to approach the woman on the driver's side, telling her to get out of the car. At the same time this interaction is unfolding, a third officer, who would soon shoot the driver, can be seen walking from the opposite side of the vehicle. That officer draws his pistol as the car first reverses and then begins to move forward. He then fires multiple shots. Another angle seems to show the car making contact with the officer before he fired his gun. The car then accelerates and crashes into a nearby parked car. After the shooting, neighbors asked to administer aid, shouting at the federal agents.
We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my neighbor.
We can go frame by frame on this one. Keep an eye on this guy, the cold-blooded murderer, who's no doubt going to claim that he was afraid that his life was in danger, or whatever. For someone who's gonna no doubt claim that, he sure doesn't seem to be in any hurry to move out of the way. See, here you can see that instead of moving out of the way, he actually decides to draw his weapon and actually plant himself more firmly. In fact, he's leaning over the hood of the car right now, on purpose. If you go frame by frame, you can see his feet are actually beside the vehicle at this point. And there is the first time he pulls the trigger, when again, both of his feet show that he has fully cleared the front of that vehicle. And then the next 2 shots happen here, and then here. Both of which, where he's very clearly having to aim through the driver's side window, and actually appears to be running after the vehicle to catch up to it. This, by the way, after very clearly signaling to the ICE officers to pass by her on that street, which she was very clearly not blocking nor obstructing, because moments earlier when she first started to pull out, another vehicle started pulling out similarly and crossed in front of her. So she was telling the next one to go on ahead. Not posing a threat, not obstructing nor impeding anything. Would you look at that?
Now, after viewing all that, them 3 different videos, you can see that that was premeditated murder. If he was in danger, his phone didn't drop 9 times. His intentions was to kill that lady because he know Donald Trump is a convicted felon. He know the people that Donald Trump got into power in these positions. He know that they're not going by the law. You see what I'm saying? They, in international waters, taking ships that belong to other people's oil. They doing the same thing Christopher Columbus did in 1492. He came over here, didn't have a damn thing, came over here from Europe, him and some other Europeans, and came over here, killing up the natives, taking their property, and then took 3 ships of captives and merchandise back to Spain. And guess what? The king and queen of Spain honored them. That's what Donald Trump, honoring these individuals that having these masks over their face. Now, what if a bunch of other people of different nationalities put on masks and start taking y'all ass out the game? Donald Trump, they gonna kidnap your ass, you and that whole White House. When you do wrong, wrong gonna come back on you. And if any law enforcement official, I don't care what nationality you is, or any human being on the face of the earth, think that that wasn't first-degree murder, that ain't no different than what they did to Emmett Till. Peace be still.